negotiable was you have to be fine and you have to be fit. So yeah, I get it. Everybody keeps saying that. Oh, look.
Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop.
What's going on, everybody out there in TV land, on YouTube and on Facebook Live? Tonight we come to interrupt your regular scheduled program. Hey y'all, we got a hot topic, and these guys on this panel, we locked and loaded. The ladies don't try to come for us, but we ready. We ready. But before we get into all that, Facebook, do me a huge favor. Shoot on over to YouTube. Type in Nutz, Nutz, and the end sign Boltz, Boltz of life, and catch us on YouTube, all right? Or you can just type in Nutz and Boltz as one whole word, no space, no and, Nutz and Boltz of life. Going over to YouTube, type it in. You don't need no account or nothing like that. Just type it in the search bar and check us out on YouTube. Hey, YouTube, do me a favor, y'all. Stop right now. What you're doing? Click the like button right now. Click the like button. And once this video is over, share this video and also click that subscribe button. It's right there. Go ahead, click it. And don't forget to hit the little bell, because sometimes, y'all, we be a little late. You know, charge it to the head, not the heart. So if you click the little button, you'll know when we right on. All right. And also, I pinned my Stop Play'n Apparel link on the top of Facebook, and I put it on YouTube. Like always, I say every week, support starts at home. See my Stop Playing? Support your boy. Go check me out. Last but not least, if you want to support us and like what we're doing, we got a QR code you can hit. It's on the screen right now. All monetary gifts are accepted and welcome, but you do not have to. We're not asking you or demanding you to do anything. We're just saying if you want to donate to us, the QR code's on the screen. And if you're on Facebook, our Cash App is $Nutz and Boltz1. Again, it's Nutz, $Nutz and Boltz1. All right. And with that being said, welcome to Nutz and Boltz of Life. My name is Edmund Chapman, and I'm the CEO of Stop Play'n Apparel.
And I'm the hostess with the mostest, Sheena Nicole.
And I'm not the host, but my name is Obi.
And I'm just here so I don't get fined, but you can call me Big EG. Sheena, who we got in the house today?
Ed, who we got today on the panel?
All right, today we got my boy. Corey. Me and Corey went to high school together. Corey, we graduated together. Corey was on a hoop squad senior year. He's a pretty good hooper. Corey is the CEO of the Alarm Guide Company, LLC, where he sells and installs home security systems. Corey's also been married, y'all, for 4 years now. He a newlywed. Hey, Corey, say what's up to the people.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, EG, who we got tonight?
Tonight, second time around, we bring back the lovely Kyra. Kyra is from Sacramento, California, where she works in human resource for the city of Sacramento. And she always enjoys being there for others, and she has a big heart. Kyra, tell everybody what's up.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back. Looking forward to another engaging conversation.
And I have Courtney with a K. She was on last week. She's come back for this round. I'm glad that you're here. She's a professional school counselor. She's a proud member of AKA Sorority Incorporated. She's also the founder of Fearlessly Loving Yourself, also known as FLY. She's a mindfulness teacher, and she's a dope auntie that loves to travel. Hey, Courtney with a K.
Hey everybody, thank you for having me back. I'm excited.
And I have the distinguished pleasure of introducing Mr. Henry Carter. Henry is a man of God. He's a weightlifter, and he's also a heavy hitter. He's a equipment operator, and he's also an investor with his old company, which happens to be a real estate construction company. Good evening, Henry. Good to see you again, man.
Good evening, folks, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to this engaging conversation. I can't hardly wait.
All right, y'all. Enough for all this introduction. Sheena, what we got going on today, man? Let people know.
All right, so this is for the men only. Fellas, this is your turn to rank these things from most important to least important to you when it comes to choosing a woman to be in a relationship with. Number 1 is her career. Number 2 is how much money she makes. Number 3 is the educational level. Number 4 is her looks and shape. Number 5 is her homemaking skills. Number 6 is how she makes you feel appreciated and respected. Number 7 is positive personality and mindset. Number 8 is feminine, pleasant, classy attitude and demeanor. Number 9 is the willingness to please you sexually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Roof. Yes, sir.
There's no fit, none. And number 10 is a spirituality. All right, so Ed, you are going first. So let's hear what you have on your list, sir. You got to stretch, okay?
All right, so my list goes as follows. So number 1 is looks and shape. That's number 1. Number 2 is her spirituality. Number 3 is feminine, pleasant, classy attitude, demeanor. Number 9 is willing to please you sexually. The next one is number 6, which is how she makes you feel appreciated and respected. Then we have her positive personality, size mindsets. And then we have her homemaking skills. And then we have her education level, how much she makes, and her career. In that order. Boom. You mute, Sheena.
Your number 1, sorry. Your number 1 is looks, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So why is that important?
Well, if y'all remember a few podcasts ago, my non-negotiable was she has to be fine and she has to be fit. Off the rip, you know. She don't have to be a gym buff head. She don't have to be going and posing and stuff, but she has to be in shape, meaning go to the gym a few times a week. But it's so crazy because when ladies did it last week, y'all kept saying, and people also told me, hey, Ed, looks fade. Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought about this. So if we think about Angela Bassett, right? Yeah, everybody knows she is. Guess how old Angela Bassett is? 65. 65 is still fine. Okay, y'all don't like that one? What about Halle Berry? Halle Berry, 57, still fine. Then you can go with Mary J. We see Mary J all over Facebook now. 53, still fine. And then I go with Regina Hall. 53, still fine. So the looks ain't really fading, but I get it. Y'all might be like, Ed, they might have plastic surgery. We don't really know what they're doing. So I'm going to use one more example for you. Hey, Courtney with a K, can I use you real quick as an example? All right. So me and Courtney with a K went to high school, with the same high school, but not at the same time. I'm older than her, so she went there at a different time that I did. So I don't know what Courtney with a K physically looked like when she was in high school. So I met her about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago at a all class reunion picnic, because that's what we do now. We really don't do 10, 20 like that. We do all class. And I can tell you now, Courtney with K face looks the exact same way it did 11 years ago. So she ain't really scaled down at all. Her body, I don't know what it looked like, so I'm not really going to her Facebook looking to see what her shape looked like. And when I seen her last summer, like I'm the host of the picnic, so I really didn't pay attention to what she looked like. I gave her a little hug, I kept it moving. But I'm just going off her face. So when we think about it, like 10 years, she ain't downplayed at all. All right. So everybody's always thinking of 80s and 90s. I'm thinking about fine now. I'm thinking about fine in the next 10 years. That's why I'm looking at it like that. I'm not thinking of how everybody else look at it with, oh, what's she gonna look like? Because if you look at a number scale, and I'm gonna be done, Sheena, with this one.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman's a 10, right? And let's say in 20 years she dropped down to a 7. 7 ain't too bad. But what if she started off at that 7? And then she dropped down to what, a 4? What if her body started off as a 6? She dropped down to a 2? Come on now. That's the way I'm looking at it. Y'all might say, oh yeah, you sexy. That's just the way I'm looking at it. So yes, fit and fine is my number one.
Okay, so if her body dropped down to that 2, would you still be with her?
First of all, it wasn't gonna drop down to a 2 because my number one was fit and fine. So we're gonna continue being in the gym. So it will not drop down. It's impossible to go to a 2. I mean, when we're 90, maybe. I mean, we're 90. Like, who cares then? Like, when we're 100, it don't matter. But when we're in our 50s, 60s, if she with me, she's going to be still going to the gym. She might not go every day, but she's going to be going 2-3 times a week. You know, or working out in the living room, doing the maybe Taebo, bringing Billy Banks back. But it ain't never going to drop down to a 2. So I can't really answer that question truthfully, because I don't believe it ever would drop to a 2, me personally.
Okay, Courtney with a K, I saw your hand. You got something to say?
So is that a requirement that she has to go to the gym with you?
No, she don't have to go to the gym with me. She just got to stay in shape. Meaning she can go, like I said, she can work out in the living room on her own. She can go to the gym on her own, because everybody ain't gonna want to do air workout. And I get it. I tried that before. I'm too intense. You know, I got in arguments with females from the gym that I was dating. I'm like, all right. But as long as she's going to the gym or she's working out or she's staying in nice shape, like I said, I don't need nobody got 6-pack abs and looking like a man. No, I'm good on that. But as long as you are staying in a decent shape, I'm okay with that. Like I said, you could be working out in your living room doing the tapes on the TV. I'm good with that. But I don't want nobody that's getting overweight and out of shape. So, yeah, that would be, that's like a definitely non-negotiable with me.
Okay.
I'm not body shaming either. I'm not body shaming. I'm not body shaming. Get me on that.
Yeah, throw it out there.
I'm not body shaming.
All right. Okay. OB, what does your looks look like? I'm ready to hear it.
All right. So for me, looks, and I'm not a looks type of person, but we got to match. You know, I don't want to be with somebody that's not attractive. I don't want somebody that my friends are looking at, you know, gouging over or any of that. But I want somebody that's attractive. Number 2 for me is spirituality, and that covers a lot. Just period. We have to be equally yoked a lot, and going to church and all that is super important to me. Number 3, attitude and demeanor. I can't be with somebody that has a horrible attitude, horrible demeanor, horrible disposition, because that's somebody that I can probably never make happy. And I don't have time for that. Number 4 for me is how she makes me feel. She doesn't have to put me on a pedestal, but she has to make me feel good. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep at night, I want to know that she is the one for me. Number 5, personality and mindset. She just has to have a great personality, a good mindset. I have kids. I want her to be able to get along with my kids and family and friends. I go on a lot of trips. I want to be able to take her and go hang out with my boys while she hang out with their girls or significant others. Number 7, how she pleases me sexually. It's important, but not super important. 8, 9, and 10 for me, her salary, her career and education, that doesn't matter because I make 6 figures, so I'm gonna take care of the home. I just want her to be there. I want her to be the woman that I need. I want her to be super feminine. I don't want her taking out the trash. I don't want her, getting gas in her car. I don't want her doing none of that because that's my job. I'm gonna take care of all of that. I just want her to do what she's supposed to do. And I'm not sexist or any of that. I'm not about the gender roles because I'll wash dishes and I'll vacuum and I'll wash clothes in a hot minute. But I want her to be as feminine as she can be.
Okay.
Hey,
So
real quick, can I piggyback off what Obi just said real fast?
go ahead.
I think that's super important. Um, extra feminine, extra feminine.
Extra
Like
feminine.
men is tired of this masculine energy. Like I'm with Obi. I want somebody super duper, extra soft feminine. Because she should, like Obi said, shouldn't be touching the trash and changing light bulbs and pumping her own gas and wash her own car. Like I want her to be extra feminine. Not saying that she got to be a boss B. I mean, my cousin said that's too funny. A boss B or got to be bougie, but extra feminine is I agree 100% with Obi on that one.
Okay. So Obi, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Why is you said the willingness to please you sexually is number 6, did you say?
No, number 7.
Number 7, why is it at the bottom?
It's not at the bottom. It's important, but it's not more important to me than those other things. Um, Anybody can go out and get a porn star. You can get a
Mhm.
side chick. You can go meet somebody at Jules, Chick-fil-A, KFC, wherever. You can go get that from the streets. I don't want that. I don't need that no more. I had that. As long as she can take care of 1 through 6, 7 is gonna come. And I'm the type of dude. I'm gonna have those conversations with you. I'm gonna tell you what I like. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like. And hopefully you'll in return tell me what you like and what you don't like. If we can't have those type of intimate conversations, we can't pray together. We can't be together because we can't talk. We got to talk about finances, church, God, sex, kids, family, the weather, news, all of that. If I can't come to you in a soft manner and have a conversation with you about sex, you can't cover me. And I'm looking for somebody to cover me. And sex is a part of that covering.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go to Mr. Henry. What is on your list, sir?
Now, my list, actually, I go a different direction than a lot of people. And you'll see why momentarily. My number one, like Ed said, is looks and shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's a necessity. And I certainly don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Everything's not for everybody. It's for me, I want you fit, and I want you fine, and I want you feminine. Those 3 are really, really, really high in my book. I can't stand a masculine lady. And I think you asked earlier about, is it a must that she work out with me? I would like a couple times a week she work out with me because I want to make sure she's in there getting busy. And then the other days you don't have to work out with me, but you got to be working out. I probably require 5 days a week minimum. Number 2, career. Number 3 is how she respects and appreciates me. Number 4, spirituality. Number 5, personality. Number 6, how she pleased me sexually. Number 7 is the classy demeanor and mindset. Number 8, homemaking skill. Number 9, her educational level. And number 10 is how much she makes.
Okay, so why is her career number 2?
My first 4 or 5 on my list are absolute deal breakers.
Okay.
Why number 2 is career? Because if your career is swinging from the pole, the other things won't matter. If your career is being a night, it won't matter. Now that's on the funny side and more obvious, but I'm going to go a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain occupations that I wouldn't deal with. I wouldn't deal with a doctor. I wouldn't deal with an attorney. I wouldn't deal with a nurse. I wouldn't deal with a police officer. I wouldn't deal with someone in the military.
Okay. So I'm trying to think what I was going to ask you. Okay, so I know that you're married now, but have you ever had anyone that like had literally everything on your list, like exactly how you have it listed?
In this order?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's good. Okay. All right. EG.
Yo. What's
Go
up?
ahead. What's on your list?
My list? I was supposed to do a list?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got y'all. Here we go. Number 1, I must feel appreciated. She has to appreciate me. If I don't feel appreciated or respected, you can check all the other boxes, but I won't be there. You be there for somebody else. Number 2, gotta have a positive personality. A lot of you all here know me. Y'all know me. I'm fun loving. Even when I got stuff going on in life, a lot of people don't even know. I handle it, but we got to stay positive. I'm not the one to jump off the boat into the ocean because we paying a bill late or something. But we going to handle our business. Number 3 is spirituality. Number 4, homemaking skills. Number 5 is education. Number 6 is her willingness to please me sexually. And the way I take it is us being able to get in tune with each other's needs sexually. That doesn't mean every day she got to be willing, but we have to be in tune and notice if we haven't been spending that intimate sexual time together. We might have been doing all the other stuff, but we need to spend that intimate sexual time together. So that's why it's number 6. Number 7 is looks and shape. Number 8 is career. Number 9 is classy and feminine. The reason I got it down there is because, I mean, it's beautiful tomboys out here. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need you to be butch. But nowadays, that high maintenance comes with stuff that I don't want. It comes with eyelashes that seem like you're trying to fly away. It comes with a girl who already got long hair, shaving it off, put longer hair on. It comes with nails so long, I don't want you to touch me. That's what it's coming with. I like natural, but I understand that it's certain things a woman gonna do to make herself feel beautiful and everything. And I can take it. Just don't go overboard. I don't want to kiss you and taste lumps of makeup. And me, every once in a while I might go past and lick your cheek, and I don't want to be throwing up after that, Anyway. And that goes for either cheek, up or down. Number 10, excuse me. Number 10 is money. And the reason why number 10 is money is that your career is right there, because what you do, I know you're going to make money, but as a man, especially I'm 45, not to say that I'm old, but I come from a generation where even if she's making more money than me, I'm still gonna be maintaining the majority of the responsibility. So if I'm making 60,000 a year, she might make 120,000, but 90% of my check is going to the upkeep of, like, I'm gonna pay the mortgage, the light, the gas, that stuff. So I provided your shelter, all the lights is on and everything. Then 30 to 40% of your check would go to groceries and all this other stuff. So that's how I look at it. So, you never hear a man saying, "Oh, that girl gotta have a bag before I mess with her." It's just not how most men are built. And there you have it.
Hey, and I
Okay.
just want to piggyback on what he said real quick, Sheena. I'm sorry, but like men,
No,
I know
go
women
ahead.
care about certain things and men don't care about. Like we don't care about lashes and stuff like that. The only thing we really care about is your lips look good, you look good, and your hair looks good, and your nails look good. Like lashes, we don't care about that. Most men don't like makeup. We just like for you guys to be out natural. And then the third thing is, um, it's just a lot we don't care about. That's all I'll say. You go ahead, Sheena. I'm sorry.
Hey, Sheena, can I piggyback real quick off EG? I just want to piggyback off his salary talk. I get what he's saying, and for me, like, if I'm making, let's say I'm making 40,000, and you making 20, can't do nothing much with that. So as the much I make, the less I care about what she makes. So if I'm making 60 and she making 40, I'm cool. If I'm making 70 and she making 30, I'm still cool. If I'm making 120 and she making nothing, because the end game for me would be her not to work, period. That's always gonna be my end game. Whoever I marry, that's my goal in my head, unless she wants to work. But I like to people talk about me all day at work because they were like, Ed, you be doing like 55 hours. I'm like, we get paid by the hour. So why?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out there delivering chips slow, talking to folks because I like money. I want to be able to, I can say I'm a sneaker head, but I'm a Jordan head. I want to be able to go buy any pair of Jordans anytime I get ready to. But if I'm not busting my butt making money, I can't do that because I'm not going to live above my means. So I think what EG said with salary, I think it all depends what I make. Then I won't care what she makes. But I got to keep. But if we both had like 30 together or 40 together, that ain't gonna work for me because I can't live how I want to live. But the more money I make, the less money I care what she makes. She don't have to make 100,000, 90,000. It won't matter to me. But I need to be up there so she can be down there if she chooses to be. If that makes any sense.
Tina, could I add something on real quickly?
Go ahead, Henry.
One, I want to piggyback off of OB. One, most men don't like them lashes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, lashes are a deal breaker.
Y'all gotta come see my wife.
Most men would rather have all natural, but most men aren't in position to say something about it because if they about it, they know it's a chance of them getting knocked out of the bedroom before they even get there. So what they do is they don't say nothing and they just take it. But most men don't like them lashes. They hate them. All ages, they hate them. They hate the long raptor fingernails. They hate that long weave that comes down like to your knees. That doesn't line up with what we're talking about when we say classy and when we're talking about feminine. They don't line up together. And lastly, we talk about the money. The less a man makes, the more is a requirement for the lady to make. If he only makes the median income, which is 44,000 for a black man, then sometimes there's a requirement for the lady to work and make decent money. Usually, ladies that make a lot of money, upwards to 100,000 or above, or very near that, they usually aren't dating a man that makes that much money. Almost always, they rarely date a man that makes money like that. And there's reasons why. We'll go into that later. But that salary is big because for a man, he wants to provide. And if he can't provide, then he needs help.
Okay, so all of you, to all of you, salary, whether if she make more or less, it matters to you?
Well, as you see, it's number 10. And like I said, is if everything else 1 through 9 matches up, 10, her 10 has to be somewhere in the ballpark that I needed. Or the certain things wouldn't match up. Like if her 10 wasn't where I needed, her positive attitude won't be where I need it. Her homemaking skills probably not going to match what I need because she's handling different situations. But like I said, whether I'm making $100,000 or whether I'm making $60,000, you never hear a man say, "Oh, that chick gotta have money before I mess with her." No, you don't hear that from a man. You don't hear that from a man. A woman to say that while she on, I ain't finna go there, but a woman to say that in a minute and be misunderstanding what a man is supposed to provide for them. You know, like I start off, if we're courting, and after a week or two, you like, man, I'm trying to get my hair done. You should get my hair done. It's been a week or two. How was you getting your hair done before this?
Mm-hmm.
How was you maintaining, oh man, I'm gonna come up short of how was you doing this before you met me?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop. You keep going. What I'm gonna do is start to relieve certain things the higher we go. I'm gonna start relieving things from you. You just don't immediately stop. Oh yeah, EG my man, he do this and that. You have to show that appreciation, show that homemaking skills, show that loyalty. That's where I start easing stuff off of you. Because now I'm seeing us and not you. So I'm more likely easing stuff off of us, not just you. And I think that's what some women fumble the ball at. They go in real quick.
And I can say this too, kind of. I ain't mad if a woman makes $90,000. Don't get it twisted, because that means we can do way more. I ain't mad at that at all. It's not a requirement. That's what mine's like number 2. But if she makes it, I'm not gonna like, baby, quit your job. I ain't mad at it now, but it's not a requirement. Like I said, because my end goal where I got it, she in the 90, I definitely got to catch her and pass her some kind of way, because I want to relieve, like EG said, relieve a lot of stuff off of her. Now, feminine is important to me, so I want her to go get her hair done. I don't want all that weed, but I want to go get her hair done. I want to go get what is it called, the French tips or whatever things. I want to go get her toes and nails done. I want to go ahead, baby, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You did, because you did everything on my list. You respected me. You're giving me what I need. We going to church. You know what I'm saying? We rumbling in the jungle in the bedroom. Everything I want, you're providing for me. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind. Like EG said that when you were doing that before, I get it, but if I can afford to do it for you, I don't mind it at all, because I want you to stay at a certain level that I met you at. I want you to be feminine. I want to, not please you, but I want to like spoil you sometimes. Hey, go get your hair done. You know what I'm saying? Go get your toes done. Let's go get a couple massage, together and stuff like that. But I'm not mad if a woman makes more. Let's put it out to the atmosphere. But that's not that's not a deal breaker anywhere. It's not a deal breaker, but it's not high on my list. If you make, as long as you, like EG said, as long as you can provide for yourself when I meet you, cool. No, I'm good with that. Now, if you a bum and don't got no job, then we can't do nothing. But only thing we can do, and I ain't know that no more. If you don't got nothing.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to Corey, since we haven't heard from him yet. Go ahead and tell us your list.
So I'm a little different from every man on the panel. For me, my list, first of all, is going to be spirituality. Because I am a man of God, and because God is 100% the head of my life. Whatever woman, which is who I currently have, they have to have God in the forefront first. And then you guys actually have a trait. I have a trait that you guys don't even have on there. So my number 2 is not even on there. The second thing I'm going to be looking for is what kind of purpose she operating in her life. Those 2 things to me are most important because it's foundational to building any kind of relationship, right? So what I've discovered as a man, I've been around the block. I dated many women, been in many relationships, failed, and all of that. And so my current one is going very, very well because I started off looking from the spiritual realm first, and then even found that even if a person has a relationship with God, if they don't know their purpose, your relationship could fail. So to me, spirituality and purpose is the 2 main things because that's like the foundation of any relationship. Like, and then reality is you got those 2 things first, the rest of that stuff falls kind of like in line. So if a woman don't have a relationship with God, she's not gonna be able to honor and respect me. She's not gonna have the right feminine energy. She's not gonna probably pursue the right type of career if she don't know what her purpose is. All of those things. So to me, everything that I want in life found it in them 2 principles. Right. And so that's how I chose my current marriage right now. Like I found a woman that loved God and knew what her purpose was because I knew what my purpose was. And we came together and enhanced our relationship, rebuilding in that. And so that's pretty much what I got. I'm not even going to go into all those other like characters because, like I said, what I have found, everything I want come from them 2 places. Like it don't matter how well she's sexing on me or any of those things because I believe as a man, my job is to motivate, cultivate, and influence my woman. So I don't care if she got a great career. I don't care how much money she make. I don't care about none of those things because I'm such a go-getter that I'm going to do everything I can to try to help cultivate that woman in whatever the path we're going. So, but we first start from us knowing what the purpose of us uniting is. So if we don't have purpose together, then we ain't gonna be able to build nothing together. It don't matter how much the money is or any of that. And that's just kind of what I have found in life. So, I've never been in a relationship with any woman that never wanted to please me sexually. So I can't even refer to that because again, like I just guess my mom might have gave me the right tools. I don't know. Like I don't complain about a woman cooking, cleaning, or any of those. I know how to do everything in the house a woman know how to do. So for me, I first start with a serving mindset as a man, and typically that has worked pretty well for me. I think a lot of people in life, men and women, haven't been healed, especially in the African American culture, where sometimes people don't know what that actual spouse look like. To me, the looks is important, but not so much because again, that's something you could change. It's absolutely something that could change. I'm in the gym, I work out. I feel like my working out and my discipline influences my wife to want to be in the gym. So I don't have to put a lot of energy in. Why you not going to the gym? Why you not hounding her or whatever? Because in some ways I can make her feel not loved or feel, oh, he don't love me or any of that. So what I try to do to encourage my wife is just be the example of everything that I want her to do. And that seems to work pretty well to me. So, that's all I could kind of could tell, say from experience. I'm just speaking from my perspective and be having 4 years of marriage. We've been in a pretty good solid situation. And some of the other ones that, I guess the people just didn't, take well to me or whatever. I had a lot of broken hearts by by women prior because they wasn't ready to handle a cat like me, I guess, But my wife I got now was 100% receiving. So things. That's all I could say. Like I said, I don't have a list. Those are my 2 things that I learned. It seemed like it's been working very well for me for the last 4 years.
Hey, I want to say something real quick. One key important thing that Corey said is every man is different, and every man is different. None of us think alike. I think a lot of women think that the main thing we think about is sex and looks, but a lot of us brothers are deeper than that.
Yeah,
a whole lot deeper. I can give you one example. We hear that women want a guy that's 6 feet tall, at least 6 feet tall. Y'all want somebody that's at least making 6 figures, and you want somebody that's packing at least 6 inches. Men don't think like that. because we have a family to provide for, we have a family to protect, we got a family to cover. We're not as vain as women think we are. We're simple as hell, really. We really are.
Okay, so we have some comments in the comment section. Ed, go ahead and read those.
Well, one of them was Travis. Travis said, "Hey guys, what about the respect piece?" Because I guess he's saying that our respect wasn't that high, and for me, respect was. Let's see, respect is 6. For me, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 6. It was 6 on my list, and I do require respect, and that's why I kind of turned my head a little bit at Corey when he said what he said a little bit, because I thought to myself when he's speaking, he says some really good things, but just because a woman is spiritual don't mean she's gonna respect you, you know. So it's like, yeah, you can see me spiritual, and yeah, y'all can see how y'all come, but that does not equate to her respecting you. So that's why I was like, he didn't finish the list, and I just was wondering about that, like, oh, okay. But for
So
me,
I could let me take
respect.
it back. So
Hold on, I got you. Hold on. So for me, respect is still high. I still choose for a woman to respect me. It does ranked at number 6 for me, Travis. Does that make any sense?
So I want to respond to that. So I thought I was trying to say that. Like, you are absolutely right. Just because a woman is spiritual, but I think it's the difference between being spiritual and actually having a real relationship. So people, just because they go to church, that make you spiritual. Just because you have faith, that make you spiritual. But are you actually grounded in the actual word of God? That's why I said purpose, because I believe that if someone actually has a real intimate relationship with God, he tell you how to respond. He tell you how to respect the mate that you're with. Like, I like, I'm gonna be a little transparent. Like, let's just not even make it about a woman. Like, for me as being a husband, when I first came into my marriage, I was way more aggressive than like what I am now. And my relationship with God showed me through my intimate relationship with him how I had to change some of my makeup and how to deal with my wife. That's also vice versa. Like, my wife has an intimate relationship with God, and because she reports to God first, he had to show her how to properly love me. So, like, admiration and respect is a high emotional need of mine, but I could drill that in my wife's face all I want, right? But because she has a relationship with God, God created me first. He created everybody on this line. He know exactly what your makeup is. You know what big EG makeup is and all of that. So if you start from the spiritual realm first, and if each person actually have a real relationship with God, God will show you actually how to properly love the individual. And that's the point that I was trying to make. So that's just my opinion. That's just, like I said, that's just what I'm opinion. That's how I'm experiencing it now. Like, in other relationships, it wasn't like that. The person would be in church, like how you just said. We would be in church. We would both be in church, but that's it. It's no real foundation. You just go to church. You don't study your word. You don't pray as often. Matter of fact, people would come. Some of the relationships I had, the women would like talk very bad about me because I actually wake up and spend time with God, getting instructions on how I should move in my life. Oh, it don't take all of that. I heard that in other relationships. With my wife I got now, 100% admires that about me. And that makes her admire and respect me because she see me worshiping harder than her, if that makes sense.
Okay, so we're gonna go here to the ladies because they are real quiet. I seen Courtney with a K shaking her head on a few things. Courtney with a K, what you gotta say, girl?
Actually, nothing, because Corey, I love his order. And I guess I want to ask all the other guys, do you look for, he talked about purpose and finding a woman knowing her purpose. Is that something that's on your list as well, guys? A woman's purpose and her knowing her purpose and walking in her purpose and all of that?
Well, for me, I guess when I go back to number 2 was spirituality for me. So I guess when we're engaging in conversation, because that was my number 2, I'm gonna find out what her purpose is. I'm gonna find out more about her God side, then her, I guess you could say human side or female side. So I'm gonna find out her purpose. I'm gonna find out her walk. I'm gonna find out if she served. I'm gonna find out how deep rooted is she really, or she just, I ain't gonna say playing with God, but she just saying I believe in God, or if she really deep rooted in the thing. So through conversation, phone conversation, dinner dates where we can actually converse, not like going to the movie, something, but things we can talk. Then we can dive deep in it, and then she can dive deep in me too. So I'm bouncing off of her, and she figuring out how deep my rooted in spirituality is, as well as her. So therefore, that's how I feel. For me, I will find out her purpose in life, and if she going, because we also got to remember that we have a human side as well as a godly side, and you can't be too much of either one because it's not going to work. If you're too churchy, then you can't bring people to God. If you're too worldly, you can't bring people to God. So you got to have a really equal balance. And I think through the conversation, you can find out, because you're not going to find out anything just because you look at somebody or just because you have one phone call. It's going to take a couple of conversations and dive deep in it. I'm not saying got to open up the Bible and go scripture for scripture, but finding her purpose to me is after some conversations, and that's what I feel. I don't know, Henry, what you think?
I think we first have to define what purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to ask Courtney and Corey your definition of what purpose is, because we had to be on the same scope.
You want me to go?
So Corey mentioned it, so that's why I just want to know. So Corey, you can go.
So for me, purpose is, what did God absolutely create me to do, and why am I walking on this physical earth? That's the question I have for me. Like, so first off, I want to let me actually, let's start even before I arrived to why I picked the way how I picked. I actually used to do it the same exact way as a lot of you guys. She got to be bad. She got to be super fine. And I would be driven to the look first, and then try to find out if she was a woman of God. That failed a lot for me. Like I always got left with a broken heart. Like, as a man, I'm actually just more in touch with my I guess sensitive or emotional side. Like I'm like a hopeless romantic. I wanted to be a husband at an early age. So every woman I ever met, I was trying to be a husband. But I always was driven by the look first. And every time I would pick from the look, because it was like I just wanted this trophy, right? And I would go after the trophy, and the trophy type of women, I always would have issues. Like, right, if I found a woman that was fit like me in the gym, or if I found a woman who was super driven in her career like me, I always had a problem. But being the man in the relationship, like, that's just what would happen. Like, I'm butting heads with them super crazy, because because at the same time, I'm still traditional. I still want to be like the head, right? But the women energy would be off. The women hold all of that. I just been with a whole lot of women. So after I finally got my heart broken a couple of times, I finally just took some time to myself and said, you know what? Like, I'm at all these failed relationships, at all these dating things that I'm going through, the common denominator is me. Like, so I'm absolutely must be choosing and picking wrong. And so I sat down and just took some time to myself and just dated Corey for like 2 years. I didn't date no woman, no nothing. I just spent time with me. And that's how I arrived at the position I am now. Like, I said to myself, like, you know what, like, maybe I should stop putting the look so high, because I'm choosing, it's important to me, but I'm choosing the wrong type of women, because, you know, it's not matching where I want. So I figured out what my purpose was in life first. And then once I figured out my purpose in life, when I would date a woman, it started making me ask those questions through the top. And when I ask questions like, what's your 5-year plan, or what did God created you to do? And women couldn't answer those questions, guess what? I never wanted to go on another date with them. I never wanted to invest more money into them, because I found out day one, day two, or early in the conversation, it's not a waste of time. Like, half of them will just be looking pretty. They'll look pretty on my arms or whatever, but I can tell that I'm about to get into a whole situation and waste time with you, time and money that I don't want to continue to do. And so that's what purpose looked like to me. I just started to figure out what I wanted and what God created me to do, and it allowed me to ask the right questions early. So to me, that's what purpose is. You just gotta identifying who you are and what God made you to do. So
I can better answer the question now. Purpose is not that high on my list. And I'll explain why. Many women of God that have relationship with God still don't know their purpose. That doesn't mean they aren't called. That doesn't mean they aren't anointed. Doesn't mean they aren't gifted. That doesn't mean that. They're just not clear of what their purpose is right now. It doesn't make them a bad guy. So no, that's not for me a deal breaker. Now, what I will say, and I'll challenge OB and Corey on this, you're going to have a difficult time if the lady you all can be equally yoked all the way around the board. But if there's no attraction, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And that is biblical. A man is wired that way. A man is wired physically. So we like beauty. We enjoy beauty. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that. We don't have to run from that because we're wired that way. Women are wired a little differently. So yes, if you can be the most spiritual person in the world, you can have all the respect in the world, you can have all these things. But if you don't have a physical attraction to this lady in some way, it's not going to work at all. So I don't know how looks couldn't be certainly in your top 2 or 3 on every man's list, because it's going to start there.
Hey, Henry, I agree with you. Looks was number 1 on my list. I don't know if you remember. I talked about spirituality a lot, but looks was number 1. And I'll piggyback on what Ed said. I think through conversation and through situations, you can find out a lot about a woman. Like, if I'm dating you, I want to see how you are when you get mad. I want to see how you're going to react. What are you going to do if we go out to eat and I'm sitting across the table from you and your food is ordered incorrectly? I mean, are you going to curse? Are you going to, and I curse, I'm not perfect, let me say that, but it's how you curse and what you say, not being ghetto or anything like that. And what do you do when your kids make you mad? I mean, are you going to go up over the top? How are you going to treat them? How do you treat your parents? How do you get along with people? I want to see how you are around my friends and my family and my kids, because I would hope that you want to see how I am around your family, your kids, and your friends.
I want to ask Henry a question. How long have you been married, Henry?
2 years.
All right. So I'm in agreement with looks are important. I'm not saying that looks aren't important. Oh shoot, what did I just do? All right. So I'm in agreement with looks are important. However, what happens when you've been in with the person for a while and their looks change?
Mm-hmm.
So it is that can happen in a relationship, right? So look, since I've been married for 4 years, both me and my wife both have gained weight. We're not like how we were when we first met each other, like at all, right? So it's important, but then it's again, as the relationship go on, both people can gain weight. What happens? What the vows say for rich and poor, for sickness and health. So if a person gets sick, their looks is going to change. So now the relationship could change. So you're going to break up with the person and cheat on them because they can no longer be that attractive. Well, that's the part right there. So like marriage, how is the marriage supposed to happen when the look change? Because a person is going to change as they get older. So for me, that's how I see it. It's important, but then on the other side of it, it's also something that you control. You can actually control. So that's why it's a balance in it. Like I agree with what Ed said. Like you can't be too much of this and too much of that. It all got to balance out, right? So that's why I said purpose is what's important, because if you pick for purpose, because I used to wonder why people would be together like 10, 15, 20, and 30 years and then break up. That used to confuse me like a whole lot. And what I found is because those relationships wasn't built on purpose. If you build on purpose first, the rest of the stuff, like loving the person, the respect, and all that, all of those things kind of come together. I believe, or even working out in the gym. Like right now, like last year this time, I was 320 pounds. I've lost 80 pounds. Right. I believe the discipline over the last year is influencing my wife. My wife is, oh man, babe, I got to get in the gym with you. I got to this and that. I'm not forcing that to be a part of her though. She see the change in me. So guess what it's making her do? It also is making her want to be in the gym. It's making her want to like be with me in the gym. But I don't make that a requirement. I just do the work. And it causes me to influence her as being the priest of my house. So that's how I feel about it.
Well, Brother Corey, I'm gonna tell you now, these ladies are gonna tear you up because you start backpedaling. You said I only have 2 things on this list I want. Looks never came up.
No, I didn't say that. I said this is exactly what I said. I said spirituality and purpose is the main 2. Everything else will fall in line. I didn't say none of it wasn't important. I said everything else will fall in line. I specifically said that. You only heard that. So I did say I believe that if you got spirituality and purpose, the rest of this stuff, it falls in line. Because guess what? Admiring your husband, that's a spiritual principle. Having feminine energy, that's a spiritual principle. If she a Proverbs 31, guess what she gonna do? She gonna admire you. She gonna respect you. She gonna do all the other things y'all all said y'all wanted. Go read Proverbs. It tell you that. Matter of fact, in Ephesians tell you if you give as a husband, your wife will become submissive. I'm not trying to like seem like I got it all, but I don't have in my marriage I got right now super disrespectful issues. My wife 100% submits to me because I love her right. And that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. All right. We are going to go to Miss Kyra. Miss Kyra, do you have anything that you have to say regarding what any of the men has said thus far?
Yeah, I had a couple questions for Corey. Does the physical matter? Like, is it okay if she is overweight? Does that make a difference?
What I'm saying is the attraction is important, but even if a woman becomes overweight, like I'll give it an example. My wife has gained weight since we've been together. She's not the size she was, right? However, I don't make my wife feel unloved because she gained weight. I do things to try to motivate her to get back to her health goals.
But if the motivation doesn't work, if the motivation doesn't work and she gained 200 pounds and is still that Proverbs 31 woman that's putting you first, is that attraction still there? Does it go like beyond?
No, the attraction can definitely go away. So that's why I said I'm in agreement with the men as far as attraction is definitely important. You can't just dismiss that. That actually is important, but you have to have a healthy balance of it. Like sometimes as men, right, we can get so caught up in the attraction that we can make the woman feel unloved. So motivating her to want to work out is also important. Like I learned a long time ago that love making actually starts before you hit the bed. So me making love with my wife in her mind is what's going to motivate her to want to go to the gym.
I don't know about that. I challenge that. For me personally.
I got you.
Thank you for the clarification. I had a follow-up question for Henry. I'm curious on why or like how spirituality was number 4 for you. I found that interesting.
Well, spirituality was number 4 because first off, my number 1 was looks and shape.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 was career.
Mm-hmm.
I explained earlier a career. See, I won't even get to knowing if you're spiritual or not. If you're doing something that I don't like or I don't think would mesh well with me, we'll never get to the spiritual part. Number 3 was the respect. I got to be respected and appreciated. Those are 3 deal breakers before we even go any further. Now, number 4 is spirituality, because now we're at a point to where I'm considering, okay, this is a lady I can have a relationship with. But you got to have them first 3 first, in my book. So number 4, spirituality. Yes, we have to, now I have to see how equally yoked we are. I have to see where your relationship is. I have to see if you just play in church or you go to church. Now I check into those things. But those first 3 things, we won't even get to number 4 if any one of those first 3 things are voided.
And would you say spirituality is non-negotiable?
Yes, undoubtedly. My first 5 on my list are non-negotiable.
Okay, so I have a question for all of you men. Do you think that the list changes depending on the man's salary?
Yes.
Yes.
Why is that?
Who you asking?
I'll go. Yes, if you listen to the men earlier, they said one of the gentlemen said, "Hey, I don't mind if she makes this amount of money. That's going to help us build even more." Once a man gets to a certain number, then all of that, I can take this on, or I can handle most of the bills. All that's out the door. Once he's at a certain salary, he can take care of that. That's not even an issue. That's not his biggest issue. He has other issues that are bigger than that. So, for a man making 30,000 or 40,000, yes, he needs someone to balance that if you're trying to live a certain lifestyle. And if the lady's making considerably more, many times she doesn't want that guy that's making a lesser amount of money, simply because she's built a lifestyle up for herself. So yes, it does matter.
I'm in agreement with Henry. Like I think most of all of us as men innately want to provide. So once a man is making a certain salary, we become pretty confident and we can provide for the whole household. Like that's the way it's set up here. Like with me and my wife, I make a substantial amount of money, so I provide, the lifestyle. My wife also has a career too, so I'm not opposed to my wife working. But I've been able to take my wife off of her job. She started her own business, so but my wife, the type of person she is, she didn't want to just be like a stay-at-home type of wife. So, but again, me understanding her purpose and me understanding why God created her, I started pushing her in that direction of being a business owner. And she do lashes, and she's a esthetician and all that. So she started her own business doing that. So she's been doing that for the last 2 years. So
we know how y'all feel about that.
Every man's desire will want to be able to provide at that level for their lady. So I'm in agreement with that.
What you say, Courtney?
I said, you do lashes. We know how y'all feel about them lashes.
Yeah, y'all can't do the lashes.
You say that looks mean everything, right? But the woman can't put herself together. And what if putting herself together is her getting her hair done with the lashes, the long weave, the bald hair one day, long hair the next day? I mean, what if they got to put on makeup? What if everybody don't embrace their natural beauty? Because what's natural today when social media is showing you everything but a natural woman?
And so that's the problem.
Okay.
So if you all really think that that's what I want to take home to my mother, y'all tripping. It might be something I want to gawk over. It might be something I want to play with. It might be something I go to sleep and dream about. But you're not coming to see my family like that. Not at all. So if that's what it takes for you to be able to get up, not be depressed, and go on with life, I'm all for it. You just can't be, it can't be with me. And that just means we're not meant to be together. I physically cannot see me, because then I'm waiting for you. Everything we do, and y'all never want to get up in time, enough time to do it. Y'all want to do everything. Y'all think I can do everything in an hour. Natural women take longer than an hour with natural stuff. Y'all have to put on a whole body, and y'all want to wait an hour. So,
So I guess I want to hear from the guys who their first choice was looks and shape, because
that ain't me.
I know it wasn't. So it wasn't you, and it wasn't Courtney. It was to say, I want to know if that's what the type of women you attract. If they want to put on the eyelashes, the long nails, because somebody didn't want to be touched with the long nails, or that might have been you, Ed. But tell me about what are you looking for then? Because most women they're not the Kyra and the me and the Sheenas. Like, we don't have on makeup today, but the average woman wears makeup every single day with the lashes, the nails, and everything else, and the long hair, bald head or long, whatever. So if looks is your first, it's everybody. Well, not everybody, but it's majority of you all's first. What are you really looking for?
Go ahead, and I'll get it after you.
If at the day one I see you looking like Kyra, Sheena, Courtney, day two you got all this other stuff, we done after day two. It's a wrap. I'm out of there, because that's not what I want. You might say, if I had no beard, right, and I grew my beard, you're like, I don't like a beard. Then you out of there.
I don't believe you though.
You don't like a beard, so I like what I like. Day two, you change on me, you flip, and you go from, if I like the bald head, and next you know you got down. No, I'm out of there.
Okay, so Ed, let me ask you this.
When I seen you, I seen what I like. When I seen you, not what I thought that you might look like. And first of all, I'm not going to places where no ghetto ass places. I'm not going there. I'm older now, so I'm going to more mature spots. I'm not going to the club. I'm not going to the hoochie bars. I'm not going to hang out about Chicago, South Chicago. I'm not going to Washington Park. I'm not going to those places no more. I'm going to places where I'm gonna have some women that's gonna be established, and they're not gonna flip it the next day, because what you see them is what they're gonna have. Now you're right, Courtney. They might throw a little bit of makeup on you going on a date a little bit. I mean, I don't think nobody said nothing wrong with a little bit. We talking about when your face is painted, and you can like this, and it's all in your hands. We don't like no painted. I think even Corey can agree that nobody likes paint on a woman's face. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, cool. But we don't want no, like Easy said, the lashes out and the long nail, because we're gonna see that when we first see you, we gonna feel, okay, that's what she looked like. We're going to date. Oh, okay, she switched up a little bit, and we're gonna see. Nah, or okay, that's a little switched up a little bit. It ain't bad. But if she switched it totally, I'm out. We're gonna finish that.
Okay.
Good so conversation. With no conversation about it, just
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, would you talk to her about it first? Like, yeah, so I don't like this.
I think let me jump in, Ed, real quick. I think what Ed was saying earlier, and why I agree with him, is that comes with getting to know somebody. Conversations are important, and it don't matter if you're having those conversations at Ruth Chris or if you're having them at Chick-fil-A. You have to, if you're dating with intent, you got to tell somebody how you feel. You got to tell them exactly what you're looking for. You got to tell them exactly what you like, and you got to tell them exactly what you don't like. You know, because if I'm dating you, Courtney, with a K, and we hanging out, blah, 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 and you go to sleep and the next morning you wake up looking like EG, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Because when you went to bed with me, you look like Courtney, but when you woke up, you look like EG. I ain't got time for that. I want you to look like you, not EG. Yeah.
First of all,
that's what Ed.
I'm a handsome guy.
Easy, you know what I'm saying.
I want to make a comment. I think this part, I think all of the men, we all probably agree in some way, but we all still have yet differences because looks is important to each man, but we all gonna have our own like certain appetite of how we kind of would prefer look. Like me personally, I don't like a whole lot of makeup, but I'm cool with the lashes. Like my wife put the lashes. I tell her all the time, where your lashes at? Because I like lashes on my particular wife. I'm okay with certain enhancements. So that's why I think that's just going to change by men. So like that's just the part. Like you just got to have a conversation. Like OB just said, it's about having a conversation or any of those things. So
what's the length of the lashes that you like? You want to like?
Okay, yeah. I don't like them big old long ones.
So you about to fly away?
Yeah, no.
So not the AutoZone life.
I don't really know like the different lengths because but my wife knows which ones I like. She know when I tell her, hey, babe, put those lashes on. I like she know which ones to put on.
So lashes don't bother you, or does extensions bother you?
No, but I definitely hate a lot of makeup. I don't like women that put on because I feel like makeup could really disguise how you really look. So I'm with all the men on that. Like I don't want to wake up with somebody that looks super fine one day and then you wake up you look like a whole wildebeest the next morning. So
that's how Facebook felt about those filters.
I'm in agreement with the man on that. So I feel like makeup you can hide your look. So I don't really like all the makeup, but like I don't care if my wife put extensions on. I don't care if my wife put lashes on. Whatever she needs to do to make herself feel pretty. As long as it's not a heavy makeup. We've had those kind of conversations. So now 4 years in the game, my wife know how to keep my eye at her. You know what I'm saying? So
can I say this though? I think everything done. I know Henry wants to say something too, and Henry, I'll throw it to you next. Everything got to be done with a reason. Like, like there's a couple of look. If you go from here to here extensions, I ain't anybody tripping on that. You said from here ball to the down to crack your head. That's totally different. Then, some people have like short little lashes. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, but if you talking about something, god dang it, can touch me from here, and I'm in a whole other state. That's crazy. So I think everything needs to be done in moderation, But I'm not going from like just no lashes to long as my fingers and no bald head like me, and now you got hair like longer than she was. Like, go ahead, Henry.
I'm gonna share something with the lady. As opposed to getting tips on social media, why don't you get tips from the kind of men you like? I'm going to speak just for the group of men that I deal with. First off, and like these brothers said, every brother is different, but the vast majority of brothers don't like eyelashes. That's just fact. If you take a poll today, which I have taken, hundreds of men, all ages, from 18 to like 70. The vast majority, like 95% of them, hate lashes. They hate, the longer, the more they hate them. The bushier, the more they hate them. So there are some brothers like Corey that do like them. He's not a bad guy for that. Most men would prefer you natural. I can tell you this. I've probably done more dating than most of these brothers, simply because I'm older. I've never dated a lady with weave, extensions, wig, lashes, and long wrapped fingernails, and not in shape, ever. And I never would. That's because I don't like it. And I've always, certainly in the latter part of my life, I've been confident enough to tell them I don't like that, or I wouldn't even go for you if you had that look. So no, I don't like somebody with weave down to your behind, and I don't like anything with extreme. Now, if a lady has a do say braids, that's a different thing. But I don't want them down too far. Let's make it more natural. And then I think almost any guy can deal with it. The caked up makeup, that's out. And the problem is more brothers have to be definitive in telling ladies, hey, I don't like that. Just like you all have to be definitive in telling guys what you don't like. So as opposed to learning on social media, talk to the men that you like, the kind of men you like. What do you all like? That's where you're going to get your answers from.
Okay. So I have a couple of more questions for you to ask. Go ahead, Courtney.
Say the last thing you just said, because I just lost my train of thought. I had the question.
I said, best advice you can get is from the kind of men that you would consider being with. That's who you ask, what do they like?
Before that, you said something about a woman should tell a man if how she feels or if she don't like something.
Yes.
Okay.
She should be definitive. And if you don't like a man with braids, or you don't like a man that wears a nappy crown or that unkept look, you should let him know. But too many ladies, intelligent ladies, I see with these guys, and they really, and then you come to find out later on, well, I really didn't like it, but I took it. You shouldn't even entertain that.
And I agree with yeah, I was gonna say I agree with Henry. Like if there's somebody, and this is through experience in dating someone that had hair like braids, like what are they called? Like cornrows. They had the braids when we started talking, but shortly afterwards they needed to be cut because that doesn't work for me. Or beards, different depending on how it is. Like I'm vocal, I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna 100% try to change you, but if there's something that I like or something that is more attractive to me or something that I don't like or didn't really sign up for, like you went from having a goatee to now you have a beard, I might ask some questions or make some statements or how long are you going to grow this or different things, because I think that different ages and stages and there's different things that are trending, but I think that they go with different stages in life. So if someone is 85, I'm not going to expect that person to try to look like Rick Ross, who's in his 40s or something, and have a beard. That person, that wouldn't work for me personally. I don't need a grown man that's in his 40s that has his hair in cornrows or beads or takes longer to do his hair than mine does. Like that doesn't work for me personally. And I would definitely say something. And vice versa. I would be open that if someone didn't like something, or if someone felt that there was more attractive way, like if you wear your hair like this, or I really like this style, or I like when you wear these types of dresses as opposed to pants, or I like to see you in jeans and heels as opposed to skirts or dresses, then just being able to have that communication and to respect and understand that you should be doing and looking in a way that is pleasing to your mate and vice versa, to keep their attention and to be attractive to them.
Okay. So man, I have a question for you. Are there anything on your list, any of the things that you named, is there anything that you would overlook when looking to be with someone?
Salary.
Okay. Ed?
My bottom, I guess say my bottom four: salary, education, how much money she make, career. Like it don't matter to me. As long
Okay.
as I still can be able to maintain, I'm good. Because I want to provide, I want to be able to maintain. So salary don't matter as long as I can maintain and I can get my Jordans when I want to, and I ain't breaking it, I ain't messing up our money over here. I'm good.
But she could be pushing the cart at Jewel and it's good.
We ain't gonna be making it. She can't.
Wait, well, you said salary.
I was waiting on that one.
I'm not.
Just
I
said
told you,
salary.
I'm not. I got a certain places I go. I'm not gonna be attracted to somebody when I go to Jewel.
But you just said the bottom 4, and not one of the 4 is
All right,
salary.
let's go, Corey. Let's go. So, okay, you're right. Salary is the bottom 4, but I'm not getting nobody.
The question was, is there something that you could do without?
I'm not attracted to a cart pusher. I've never seen an attractive cart pusher in my life. I've never seen an attractive cart pusher in my entire life. I used to go, I've never seen not one.
You're lying.
You lying. Don't do that.
I've never seen one.
You are lying.
So let me ask you this then. If you did, okay, let's just say if you did see this attractive car pusher, she was fine, fit, and all of that, would you go after her?
I'm definitely gonna make her have her number. She's trying to fit. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna see that means we gonna advance. But now I gotta
shoot your shot.
Oh, is she fine and thick? Absolutely.
So why would you shoot your shot if you don't want to advance?
I gotta see what else she has. No, I'm saying she pushed carts, right? She fine and thick, right? So I might be like, man, oh God, leave. So I might grab a number. And then when we have conversations, I see that she got everything else. And then I see when her salary fit my salary. Remember, I said it gotta be able to work. The math got to math. The math ain't math, and then I can't do nothing with that still. I've said at the beginning, the math got to still math. I've said that.
So my question is, why does the math need to math on a combined income if the man is going to be the provider?
Because I still want to be the provider and still want to be able to do what I want to do on the side. That's what I said. If I'm making 40 and she making 40, it ain't gonna work for me. I've said at the beginning. I said, but if I'm making 60 and she making 30, I'm good. If I'm making 100 and she not working at all, I'm still good. That's what I'm saying. It still gotta add up. That's why it's so low. It has to add up. If it ain't adding up to me, then I can't rock with it.
I think maybe what Ed is probably trying to say is
Ed said what he said. I probably don't speak for me.
I think most of us
said what I said.
No,
Ed probably said. No offense.
You said
I said what I said. I don't like when people say, "Well, Ed, this was Ed kind of." No, Ed said
no. You said that the income is not important, but they posed the question was, what if she's pushing the cart? So I think in the beginning it may not be. So the type of man that it seems like Ed is, right? He's probably going to be ambitious enough to help her do something else better along the way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying.
Nope. He said what he said. He not saying.
I'm saying. Easy know me. I'm saying if I see a cart pusher that's fine and thick, I'm gonna try to get that number because who knows what might happen. And it might not get to become my woman. I ain't gonna cap on y'all. It might not. It might just get. She might be good for a night, fun night out of town. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So yes or no? Would you date a woman that push a cart at Jules with an S?
If she fine and fit,
I would get her number. Yes, I would.
That's not the question. Would you date a woman?
Being a relationship.
If I push the cart at Jules.
A full-blown relationship.
Right now, a full-blown relationship. If I push the car, would you get in a relationship with me?
No.
Don't be on that line.
I'll get your number.
Why not? Okay, but why? You just gonna get my number to do what?
He said you here for a fun time, not a long time. That's what he said.
So it sounds like income is important then.
He said
it sounds like income is important to you then.
Not that important though. And you got to think about her job she's doing. She's pushing carts. Let's think about the job thing. See, we're not focusing on the money. I'm looking at the job itself. I don't feel like you said push the carts in the rain.
Okay, so let me go ahead, Courtney.
So
come on.
What if she pushed a cart when you met her, but you later found out that she was the general manager, but you didn't want to talk to her because you seen her outside pushing a cart, but she was actually helping out the people in her store.
General
Make your
managers are not
blessing.
pushing
Wait.
carts.
Now, remember, y'all. Remember,
They might.
Remember, I said I'm gonna get a number, so I'm gonna have to have some type of conversation with her. So that conversation is going to tell me a lot in that conversation before we do what we do. We going out.
Not necessarily, Ed.
I'm
Not
gonna hit her.
necessarily.
And if
Not
I do
necessarily.
it out, then I take the L. I'll take the L. It's 90 billion women in this world. I'll take an L on that one. Okay, I'm Mr. CEO. Okay, big deal.
I'll take the
You'll take a cart pusher?
You'll take a cart pusher? Okay.
Well, that's because you said the income doesn't matter
at all.
and your story hasn't changed yet.
Uh-oh.
So, that would be understandable.
She said, "Ed, your story changed."
Wow. Wow.
You gotta quit. I said that in the very beginning.
I don't see any peddling going on. I respect that.
My story
at the beginning.
I got a question though.
Go ahead, Harry. What you say, Harry?
I said my story never changed.
I had a quick question though. To my brother Ed. Then you was a DB, right? When you played football?
Really? Wow. Y'all not understand what I'm saying. I said that it matters for me to be able to do what I want to do.
But you started with saying that like when the follow-up question was answered, like what would you be willing to give up? Then the answer was the bottom four, and one of the bottom four was salary. And so there's been some kind of movement.
And I'm looking, okay, I'm sorry. Let me clear it up for you. I'm looking at the job you're doing also. I'm looking at their job. So I'm thinking to my man, you can't do nothing better than push carts. No offense, but you can't do nothing better than push carts. And everybody struggles. They struggle. I'm not trying to judge, but I'm just thinking like, so I'm not even attracted to a cart pusher. But I would get your number though, because you find it thick. That's not.
You would be attracted to a cart pusher. I'm not attracted to a cart pusher, but I get your number because I'm attracted to a cart pusher.
I've never seen a fine, thick cart pusher. I've never seen a cart pusher. I've never seen a woman cart pusher, actually. So, I mean, y'all might see. I've never seen a woman push a cart before. I've seen guys in Walmart and Target. I've never seen a woman. So,
well, go to Jules. You will see it.
Obi, what are some things that you would overlook?
I would have to agree with Henry. Her salary, career, and education not important to me. I'm not going to date a cart pusher. I'm not.
EG, go ahead. EG, jump in.
EG, where you at? You gonna date a cart pusher?
I'm just saying, y'all can't. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to stay with the fellas. They making it real tough right now.
No, go speak with the fellas. Speak your man. What you gotta say, EG?
I'm looking on my list, and you talking about what I can overlook.
Mm-hmm.
And classy and feminine was your number second to last, right?
I know, yeah, but
they took notes.
You can't be butch. So I can't say I'm gonna overlook it. You can't be butch. You can be a tomboy.
You know, wear matching shirts and outfits.
Yeah, like the type of classy feminine I'm talking about is someone who knows there's a woman. When we out and I'm having a discussion with a man, it look like we might get the tough. You don't come in here like, yeah, fuck Canada. That's you a woman, move the fuck back. You know what I'm saying? So as long, I want somebody who can dress up if we like, hey, we finna have a night on the towns and stuff. And I want somebody to be able to throw on some Jordans or some Timbs and a jogging suit, and we go to a bar, some or lounge or some or whatever. Like, or we sitting around the house. You don't gotta be all done up in the house. Walk around with a little ointment on your thing because I don't care. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I can't say you can't be coming out there like, Yeah, baby, what's up? No.
Does she wear boxers?
So
Does she wear boxers?
yes, that is
Yes. We
not the
prefer y'all in natural. We prefer that.
not
Boxers?
the boxer briefs, right?
In the house?
No,
In the
I'm
house.
saying
In the house.
No, boxers.
In the
Like
house.
actual boxers.
In the
The
house.
loose ones?
Ain't nothing wrong
like
with that in the
men
house.
boxers.
If they're mine,
like
yeah.
DVDs.
I'm trying to clarify something. You have boxers and you have boxer briefs.
And I'm not talking, well, they have boxer. I'm not saying panties. I'm saying like men boxers.
And you talking about in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Not
Yes.
at the water
Yeah,
park.
she can walk around. I prefer her to walk around with just a long shirt on. But yeah, if she want to walk around with some boxers on, I got football jerseys. She can walk around, get a 3-point stance, and tackle me. All I'm saying is she has to have a soft body while she tackling me. She can't be Becky the Icebox, you know.
It gotta be a feminine tackle.
For you?
But so I'm gonna go with answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with homemaking skills. And the only reason I say that and that's is because I can do it all. I can do all that. The reason why it was number 4 on my list so high, like I was explaining to my coworker when we were talking about the list, I've done it for so long, I need to be tapped out. Growing up in the house, me and my father was the only men to 3 women. 6, 7 years old, I'm taking everybody clothes to the laundromat because I'm the man. I'm taking out all the garbage. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how the barbecue, Mike. In the kitchen, that came later. My sisters, they learned the kitchen stuff, but I learned how to grill. I learned how to deep fry. Then I started learning how to bake and all that. So I've done it for so long. I would like to be tapped out on that. Just find a balance. She might not be able to cook that good, but she clean good. Cool. So I'm gonna be doing most of the cooking. She's gonna do most of the cleaning. Not all. We're gonna switch it up. Or vice versa. But I can overlook because we can start to learn that stuff together. You're like, hey baby, look, you can't wash your white underwears with a red shirt. It's gonna bleed. Everything gonna come out pink. But I got you. We're gonna get you some more. But everything else that's it.
Okay. Obi, you had cut out.
Yeah.
What was something that you would?
Courtney, did you have a question first?
I said Obi said he not washing no clothes now. So
no, I didn't say that. No.
I'm joking.
Oh yeah. I wash clothes. Hey, I can't cook, but I'll wash the clothes.
Okay, so good. Would you date a woman that couldn't cook?
Yeah, because I can afford to take you out.
Oh. But you would want to eat takeout every day. You wouldn't.
Oh, it's not gonna be Fridays, and we're gonna experiment. I mean, you're gonna cook. I'm gonna cook. We're gonna cook together, and we're gonna go out sometimes. We ain't going out every night. We're gonna try to get this thing right.
It's funny you said that. My younger cousin, we just had a little cousin name, and it's something I didn't know because she grew up with grandma, but even though she was the younger cousin, she didn't know how to cook. She got married, and her husband knew how to cook. I mean, he knows how to cook. I'm talking like that. He knows how to cook. So he was doing the cooking, but if you're an attentive wife, like my cousin was, she started noticing, shit, I better learn how to do something. This is really weighing on him. And let me take some of this thing. So she started teaching herself, or she started learning stuff. And now she cooks. She does the macaroni and cheese for the family. That's how, you know what I'm saying? She went from not knowing how to cook to she do the mac and cheese. So that's what I'm saying. Like, can we start there? Yeah. Can we stay there? No. No, we shouldn't be staying where we started anyway.
All right, and Sheena, to answer your question,
I feel like that's what Ed was trying to say.
No, Ed ain't trying to
say. Ed wasn't trying to say.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Look, listen, y'all. Okay, Ed said what he said. Okay, that's what he's trying to say. He said what he said. He don't need nobody to speak for him. Period.
10 toes down.
Okay, Obi.
All
What
right.
is it that you would overlook?
I overlook the salary, career, and education because to me that doesn't matter. Now I'm not gonna go looking for you in a strip club like Henry said. I'm gonna look for you in certain places, but it really doesn't matter what you do. As long as we have conversations and we're good, I'm okay with that. You
Okay.
can work at Target, you can work at Chick-fil-A, and I wouldn't date somebody that worked there, but you could.
So you would talk to the cart pusher
At Target. At Target.
I'm not gonna say that. But if you're taking my order and we have a great conversation and I see how you sound and if you're intellectual, I'll give you an honest shot.
From taking your order?
I'll give you an honest shot because it doesn't matter.
So
it
she
doesn't
can
matter.
be a cashier. She just can't be collecting the cart at Jules with an S in the rain with the colorful vest on.
Well, he said the career doesn't matter, so
it doesn't matter. My preference, if you were pushing the cart buying groceries in the grocery store, but if that ain't the case, I'm gonna give you a shot because, like I said, it doesn't matter, and I stand 10 toes down on that. It doesn't matter.
See, they keep trying to
can't
push
say.
on us. I don't know why they put the cart pusher on us when we didn't say necessary. The salary don't matter, but we looking at the job title too. Y'all missing that part. We looking at what you're doing.
The title and the salary are hand in hand.
No, because you can have a low salary and work in somebody's office and making 20,000, and you could be typing on a computer. That's different from you out there pushing the cart. To me, it's a big job.
I beg to differ.
Me too.
So what if the salaries aren't the same? The
Right.
cart pushing
I'm saying cart pushing makes 20,000. A person sitting there doesn't make 20,000. I'm going with the desk person. I'm not going with the cart pusher.
So you saying
Like the title?
you're embarrassed that your girl push carts?
Yes. First of all,
So it's because of the title that she has as her job.
I'm not
That
attracted.
will make a difference to you.
I'm not attracted to a person that can push carts.
You saying that now, but if you seen a fine dope woman,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said you saying that now. If you seen a fine dope woman outside pushing carts, whether it was at Jewel or Target, you're going.
I'm getting a number. I told you that. Absolutely.
But beyond her number, you're gonna try to date her.
No, I won't.
I don't believe that.
I don't want to date a garbage. I don't want to date a garbage girl to pick the garbage up, and they make
garbage girl
a lot of money.
They make good money. They make good money. Where's she at? Where's she at?
I don't want to date her.
They can make
because she picks up garbage. That's why.
Your job matters to me.
But I know people that work. I know people that work in the sanitation profession, and I know someone that made 150 this past year in the sanitation. So,
but remember, I said salary don't matter. So if she make 150, it don't matter to me. I don't want to.
You said different things. You said it does matter. It doesn't matter. It does matter. It doesn't matter. So
G said, wait. G said, what if they make the same amount? I said, I don't want the cart pusher. If they both make it 20, the keyboard person.
So her career matters over her salary. That's what you're saying.
Career is what she does. Pushing the car is not a career.
Okay, her job over her salary.
Not a career, it's a job.
think it's the title from the information that's been relayed to me. My perception is that it's the title, because a person could be a sanitation worker making $150,000, but because the title is sanitation or garbage woman or garbage person or whatever, that doesn't cut it. And he would be okay with a clerical engineer making $40,000. Does that?
Okay.
The salary doesn't matter. So that 150 don't matter to me.
Okay.
That's cap, but we gonna take it because that's
you guys know that's I love it. I love it. Take a sip of mine.
All right. So we are going to go to some statistics. Okay, so this is from 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. So guys in their 20s earning less than 85,000. So remember we said that salary kind of does make a difference with how they rate their list. So guys in their 20s earning less than 85,000, their top three was her looks, how much she makes, and how she pleases them sexually. So of course it sounds like they want a sugar mama to me. Guys earning more than 85K, their top three were looks, class and attitude, and then their spirituality. Guys in their 30s making less than 85K, their top three were how she makes them feel appreciated and respected, their personality, and their homemaking skills. Guys in their 30s that made more than 85K, their top three were spirituality, personality, and classy attitude. Guys in their 40s that made less than 85K, their top three was the personality, spirituality, looks, and shape. And then the ones that made more than 85,000, theirs were looks and shape as their number one, classy and attitude number two, and appreciated and respect was their number three. And then guys in their 50s that made less than 85K, their top three were looks and shape, how they make them feel appreciated and respected, spirituality and classy attitude. That don't really run hand in hand, but that was their top three. And then the ones that made more than 85K, their top three were looks and shape, how they make them feel appreciated and respected, and then spirituality and personality. And then the guys in their 60s that made more than 85K, of course, their number one was spirituality, the number two was classy attitude, and then their third one was please sexually. So I didn't really see please sexually on neither one of those, except for the ones that was in their 60s. I don't know how to feel about that. So I guess like sex doesn't matter to y'all. It matters to the older men, but it don't matter to y'all.
No, it matters to us because if you see in the beginning when you introduced the thing, we were all like, "Yay!" It's important. It's super important. But we ain't looking for porn stars. Not me. Not at this age. We just looking for somebody compatible.
I feel like y'all clapped to the yay and the sex, but based on the rankings, I don't feel like that was in any of your top five.
It's not up there.
Well,
it was just a feel good moment.
It's all how you look at it. Like I said, the statement willingness to please me sexually. It to me, you can't have a headache 5 nights a week. You can't. I need to take you to the ER. You need to get a CAT scan. You got a fucking headache 5 days a week, every week, 5 days a week. You need a CAT scan. I might need to admit you for 72-hour cycle.
Whoa.
Right. Whoa. So now the headache is starting to clear up, right? Yeah. So we, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the actual, oh, is she sucking, fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's just the like, hey, you know, Monday, it's Thursday, I need a titty popped out, you know. Something.
But you still want her to be sucking and fucking.
That's I need her to be willing. So where I'm at, this is what I'm telling you. Where I'm at, I need her to be willing to meet, for us to meet each other, intimacy on the sexual level. Because intimacy has levels, right? We gotta have that time where we just hold each other. I fall asleep on your lap. We gotta have that time. We gotta have that time. We go out, just us, go out. Woo, woo. You know, especially when kids get involved. But then we got to have that intimate, that sexual intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should want to feel me in you. I should want to feel you on me. Those type of things. Now, we doing all the other ones, but every time it comes to that, that's it. Like I said, you can't have a headache 5 days a week.
I think too with willing to please sexually, if we're getting, I actually talked to a woman about this a while back. Even when we get into an argument, we're not seeing eye to eye, I shouldn't be cut off for weeks because of that, or Like, I'm not gonna have sex to you for that. Cause I even think that's might be Henry might know more than me, might be biblical too. So I'm not saying that we gotta, like AG said, we get kids, it get really hard with the sports and this, that, and the third. But I think a good balance would be 3 to 4 times a week is still a good balance. Between our jobs and taking kids this place and that place. But she still got to really please me sexually, even if we're not seeing eye to eye one day or we have an argument. That's just my take on that.
Yeah, each session is gonna be different. Ain't nobody. I have you. I'm not trying to like. I'm not. I'm not matching Marcus, and I'm not doing none of that. I'm like, we gonna do what we know that we like for as long as we need, and some nights is gonna be longer than others. Some nights is gonna be shorter. I mean, that's why I hear Obi keep saying the porn star, all that. Like, man, rounds, cuts, whatever. But like I said, like Ed just said, 3 to 4, it's 7-day week. We got work. I can do that.
I would like to comment on what Ed said, because I heard you say that you can't cut someone off for 5 days or however many days. I think it's important that I'm not saying that I disagree with you in terms of like using sex as a punishment. However, I think it's important to understand that for women, or I'll speak for myself, because there may be some women that don't feel the same way. For me, sex is emotional. So if you just tore me down or were very invalidating or hurt my feelings, or have me feeling a type of way, and there hasn't been any communication about, what happened, I don't want to ride you the next day. I don't, because it's emotional. And someone else said, I think Corey said earlier, that sex does, or intimacy does start before just that physical sexual intercourse. And so I just think it's important that men are having those conversations if there was an argument, so that the communication is there and you can talk about it. And then maybe there can be makeup sex, because now I feel heard, and there was a misunderstanding, and my perception was that you weren't hearing me or validating me, but your reality was that you were, but I heard something different, or it could have been said different. So communication, I think, is very important, and don't just expect me to be on you after we've been through it. At the same time, I don't think it's right to say, you made me mad, and so now you can wait until for 2 periods to go by before we engage in intimacy again.
Miss Kyra, I thought I might have misunderstood you when I made that statement, because I thought I said that you said not for me or something. I had made that statement earlier about how love make it start before you hit the bed. You said something along the lines like, no, not for me, or something.
No, that's not what I said.
Okay.
Yeah. I was agreeing with what you said. I said, as you stated earlier, intimacy starts before sexual intercourse. So it could be a note in your pocket when you go to work. It could be sexting. It could be texting. It could be a picture. It could be multiple things that are leading up to that sexual intimacy. To me.
All right. I misunderstood you there.
Yeah, I actually agree with that, because I believe I said this last week also. Like, if you're disrespecting me, talking down to me, all type of things, versus doing what you're supposed to do as a man, then I'm not gonna get wet for you. I'm not gonna want to lay, and what I'm saying, I'm not gonna want to do none of that. I'm gonna get away from me, like, give me my time, you know what I'm saying? But if you are doing all the right things, you know what you're supposed to do as my man, then yes, of course. But that goes to say, like, in my opinion, I feel like men are more physical and women are more emotional.
Can I say that I like what Kyra said? I actually agree with what you said a lot. But I think if I'm loving on you, I shouldn't be disrespecting you down so bad. If I really love you, like I say I love, I should never tear you down so bad that you're so angry at me. But if we do have a disagreement, because I don't know what you feel, I can't feel for you, then yes, I think a communication needs to be done. What I'm saying is, if we get into it, okay, we're not talking tonight. Okay. Next night we kind of revisit it and talk about it, but you still like mad. So it's like 3-4 more days. And like I don't think that's right, because we did have a conversation. I'm not saying jump on I'm not gonna disrespect you ever. So I don't see it's ever me tearing you down. But maybe my words might have cut some kind of way. Because sometimes words can cut and you're not realizing it cuts. And now you're bleeding all over her, or she's bleeding because you cut her with your words. So I get that. But now, as you said, if we go and communicate and talk about what happened, yeah, you hurt me because you said this. Oh man, Kyra, I didn't mean it like that. This is what I mean. You know, my words sometimes just come out, you know, kind of crazy, kind of wild, but I am still, you know, kind of sane too. So I mean, like this, and we have a good conversation about it, but you still kind of feel some type of way. You're like, well, I still gonna give them up for the next 3-4 days. I feel this type of way. I don't think that's right.
Right. And I agree. And I think it depends on like on that. In addition to having communication, it needs to be effective communication, and it needs to be like flowing, because in the past someone has told me like, I feel like you've done this and it was a punishment, and I felt like it was a punishment, but then they called me out on it. And so it's like, you know what, you're right. I don't need to do that. That's not okay, because you're letting me know that it made you feel this way when I did this. And so like, I think the importance of having a conversation and then like being in tune with each other is really important as well. So yeah.
I think conversations like this is, and I want to hear from Henry too. I think conversations like this is very healthy, because we actually learn a lot. We joke around and we have fun, but we actually can learn if we actually sitting there listening, you know, because even though I'm not taking notes, I'm listening to what y'all saying, and we can learn off each other. And Henry said earlier, talk to the man, see what the man like, talk to the woman, see what she like, and we can learn. So conversations like this can get really deep. I think Corey might mention it earlier, and you can find out different things of what, man, okay, I'm not really is attracted to that, or that really do matter, or that really don't matter. Go ahead, Henry. I want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I just want to add, everybody made some outstanding points. The communication is key. Like Brother Corey said, hey, it starts before the bedroom. If emotionally you're in tune with the lady, that does make it easier. But to the ladies, this is a good word of advice. Don't play a game like that where you're talking about, well, I'm gonna punish him. Because the right man, you'll be fired quick. The right man will put up with that. You can talk, and a man certainly shouldn't be disrespecting you to a point to where you're torn down so bad to where now it even gets there. But if words are said in the wrong context and it's taken a certain kind of way, you got to communicate. But no, those games, those make for bad relationships and broken relationships quickly.
Come on, Henry. That was the best thing you said all night.
I think I'm gonna make a comment as well. So like a while back, I read this book. It's called His Needs, Her Needs, and inside of the book, it actually gives the 5 emotional needs that every man needs, the 5 basic emotional needs that every man's need, and it gives the 5 basic emotional needs that every woman needs. From listening to what Henry, Ed, EG, and Obi, and I have said, I confirm that those 5 basic emotional needs every man absolutely needs. That's and what's different is the order of how important of it is. So all 5 of us as kind of have said the same things, just in a different order. So admiration and respect is important to us. Looks is important to us. Somebody with home skills is important, right? It's called it being a domestic partner. EG mentioned a whole lot on this one. He seems like he wants like a recreational partner. Like he said, I want the woman to dress down. She could put the Timbs on. That's like the girl next door type. right? And then the last one is should I forget? Did I mention admiration, respect already? Admiration, respect, looks, domestic, recreation, and I forget the fifth one. But all of us have mentioned all of those things, but what's different about all of us is the order of importance of how we want it and what we need. So I think that's what you guys probably should take away from. Like, all men kind of need this, but the particular man you're dating, he needs this more than this, or this man needs this more than this. So, that's kind of like what I think it all boils down to. And it's the same thing with women. Women have essentially 5 basic emotional needs, and it's different by you. Like, if you guys start listening kind of what you want, all 3 of you will say the same thing, but in a different order. And I think that's what everybody, when you're dating and when you're trying to build, you got to kind of pay attention to that, and then maybe kind of gear the relationship around that. That's just my little take.
All right, real quick, I just want to read a couple of comments off of Facebook. Daniel made a good point. A lot of men are looking for peace. If you don't bring us peace, we really don't want to be bothered with you. Some men want to come home and lay their head in your lap just because they've had a tough day at work. It's really hard being a black man out in the world. I know a lot of men have it hard, but we have it hard. The Fresh Prince of Charlotte said, intimacy does not start early on, is an attractive trait so that conversation can get it cracking. Travis said, females want 15 guys all in one. Men want 15 girls. How much are you willing to sacrifice to be uncomfortable?
I'm not trying to be uncomfortable. I'm trying to be happy and working in a partnership.
Yeah. And that comes to conversation.
Well, I think just the act of being in love is a level of uncomfort itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're telling you love somebody, so it's gonna be uncomfortable moments. It's gonna be, but those are the moments that you desire because you desire to be in love. So I don't want to be tortured. No. But being in love, you're gonna get challenged. Women are gonna challenge their husband or their man, and men are gonna challenge their woman. So that can move you into, especially if you think you've been doing everything seems right, and she's like, you know what, baby, that fried turkey thing that you say you do so good, it's we can go without it. Yeah, Courtney. It moves into a realm. So you move into a realm uncomfortable. So now it's like, how do I respond? Do I be like, well, forget you, man. Everybody like my fried turkey. You tripping? Or should I be like, for real, baby? Like, how long you been feeling that way? Like, that's cool. We ain't gotta have it all the time. I mean, could you tell me how to make it better? I still would like to do it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, don't let the word uncomfortable fool you. Like, yeah, you gotta be walking on eggshells. No, it's gonna, it's handling bad better. That's what growth is. That's what a lot of things is. You start handling the bad better. You don't say, oh, I can't wait till this gets better, because once it gets there, it's something else. So the only way you get there and there and there, so you start handling the bad better, right? So you start handling like, hey, you know what? I know we've been together 15 years. Don't start leaving your socks on the floor. You ain't been doing that. Stop that. You ain't been leaving your hand in the sink, girl. Stop that.
Hey, E, when you talk about uncomfortable love, are you talking about just having the uncomfortable conversations? Because for me, that's me. I love hard. When I love you, I love you. I'm loving you 10 toe down to your dirty draws. I love hard. Sometimes you might say I love quick, but as I get older, I don't love as quick anymore. But for me, my love is not uncomfortable, but I used to be uncomfortable having those hard conversations. Now, at the point I am now, after a divorce and all that, let's have any conversation we want to have. Nothing makes me uncomfortable. We want to talk about something, let's go. Before, back in the day, I don't want to have uncomfortable conversations, but my love it's never going to be uncomfortable. If I love you, I love you.
You,
no matter what you say to me,
you
no
learn.
matter how you say, hold on, no matter how you say, Ed, you should have did this. You should. My love still gonna be my love. And now I got a conversation with you, like, you know what? I don't like how you said that, Kyra. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't sit with me well. And then we're gonna have a conversation, but I'm no longer in this stage today. It's uncomfortable with absolutely nothing. That's just my take. I'm just ask EG, like, can you maybe elaborate that a little bit more?
But see, that's what I mean. Through those uncomfortable moments, you learn how to handle it better.
Correct.
Now you're saying now nothing's uncomfortable, but love is infinite and things are infinite. You might run into another something that makes you uncomfortable for a minute, but now you know how to handle it. So don't think like even when you in a boxing match and I know this guy, he finna go left when he dip his shoulder, yeah, all that, but he's gonna hit you. You're gonna get uncomfortable, so you got to learn how to handle that. So, like you said in the beginning, those uncomfortable conversations. Now you're really ready to handle those uncomfortable conversations better. But then it still might be a conversation floating out there, and having sake that you don't run into it, that puts you back in that moment of being uncomfortable. But now you know what you need to do to get out of it. So don't ever think you're gonna escape the moments of uncomfortable. You look for it because the more uncomfort you can take away, the longer the love is there.
I can definitely agree with you on that, EG. But the hell I've been through down here in this Carolinas, I'm like, shit.
You left Chicago, so
I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for any conversation with anybody. And I'm standing on whatever, because I downplay myself a lot down here. Like I really scaled back a whole lot when I shouldn't have. I should have been talking to my mentors and whatnot, like Brother Henry and stuff like that. And that was on me. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's no conversation that's gonna get to me. Because if I see a conversation hit me, I might hear Henry on the phone like, hey, I'm about to flip out, or you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm thinking straight about this, because this I'm about to say it like this, Henry. Henry like, no, Ed, don't say it like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's one of my mentors. But I don't know. I just feel like no matter what shit hit the fans, I've been through the hell already. I've seen hell. I've been through it. I've seen the devil face. I promise you, I'm not even lying, y'all.
All right. Well, with that being said, I just want to thank Henry. I want to thank Corey. I want to thank Kyra and Courtney with a K for coming on here. Y'all did amazing. Men, I would give y'all your props, even though some of y'all was backpedaling a little bit. But we're not going to talk about that, But I do want to thank y'all for coming on. Y'all did amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am looking forward to seeing hopefully you guys again on another topic that we have. With that being said, Ed, do you have anything else that you want to add? You mute.
Machina, real quick before we leave, I want to know: is there anyone out there, real quick, that would like to call in? Any ladies out there that might want to call in and voice their opinion? We have a call-in number. And you can call in if you have anybody want to call in and voice their opinion, ladies. The call-in number is 704-891-9560. We're not trying to hold people all night, so if you want to call in real quick in the next 5 minutes, do so. The call-in number is on the screen. It is 704-891-9560. Ladies, we want to hear from you. No, but I think like I said earlier, Sheena, I think we need more conversation like this. I think we really do. I mean, like I said, we're gonna laugh and have a good time, but we need more conversations to see, especially in our community, to see like what people really look for in a woman, what they look for in a man, what are non-negotiables, what we can, maybe backpedal, maybe not, maybe change, maybe, what I'm saying, you're seeing it through a different lens. But we stood on business, so that's all I gotta say.
All right, Big EG, you got anything you want to add?
Once again, I want to thank the ladies for coming on. As you can see, as far as me, I stand firm. You can't knock me out. I duck and dodge. I hit my target. I stay where I stay. But I really appreciate y'all. And, open up some things for me to think about.
Okay, Obi.
Hey, I agree with the fellas. I think we did a good job. I think we all stood on our ground. We didn't miss a beat. You guys mixed ingredients last night, but we cooked the meal. And I'm good.
Okay, Corey, you got anything you want to say?
No, I just thank you for. I'm feeling honored. Thank you for inviting me on to the show. Hope some of the things that I shared was good information, and I look forward to being invited another time.
Absolutely. Courtney with a K, what you got to say? Anything?
Great conversation and great perspectives. It just makes you think. Everybody had something great to say. Henry, you were the bomb. So it makes me, I'm like, oh, I'm about to start saying this. I don't like it. I'm about to say it. So great job, everybody. EG, I'm gonna hook you up with somebody because you sold yourself tonight. I got you. Don't worry.
That's all I'm saying. Because it's getting rough out here, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, look at him crying. Come on, EG. Come on, man.
I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to be strong.
All right, Henry, do you have anything else that you would like to say before we end?
Absolutely. It was, I think the conversation was exhilarating. It was, it touched a lot of good points. Something I want to leave with the brothers. One brother, I believe it was OB, said, we're simple. And if that's the case, if we're that simple, why is it so difficult for us to find good women? That's not just for you brothers on the panel. It's for the brothers listening. Why is it so difficult for us to find good women? That's just something to think about. But thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Miss Kyra, do you have anything else that you would like to say, hon?
Yeah, just thank you for the intellectual conversation. I did notice that the men's list only had 8 and the women's had 10, but we're able to handle things differently and get things done. But yeah, it's been real. I had a great time.
Our list had 10.
I
didn't see the 10 on the screenshot. It just showed 8.
Oh, it was 10. I can give you mine right now.
Yeah, the banner closed up, Kyra. The banner was in front of it.
Okay.
All right.
I was wrong.
With that being said, Ed, you can go ahead and take us out, man.
Hey, Obi, what we got next week? You muted.
Hey, yeah. Now I'm laughing because she put that on you. Next week we're gonna talk about your mate spanking your kids. I know that's gonna be a touchy subject. And let me apologize really quick because we didn't get to all of the comments that everybody left, but there were some good comments, and hopefully you guys will tune in next week and we can get to some new ones. But if you want to be a part of the podcast, please reach out to Sheena Nicole, Edmund Chapman, or Edward J. Garner IV, and also Carlos DJ King.
What an amazing conversation we just had. Seeing how these guys rank the women, wow. I know it was eye-opening for these ladies. And some of us guys got some nuggets out of it too. Hey, since we was talking about relationships, I know you just watched this long video, but hear me out for one quick second. Give me like 1 minute, 2 minutes. And I kind of alluded to this in my closing argument, kind of, when you've been through hell in a relationship. Now, yes, people have bad relationships, people break up, people get divorced. It's part of the circle of life. But when you literally been through hell for a few years and you look the devil in the face and you're in unfamiliar territory, meaning another state, another country, and you can't get to family right away, when you literally been going through hell, not just a bad breakup, but hell itself. When you see the devil, like I'm seeing you guys on the screen, and you get through it. Some people might still be going through bad relationship right now, and some people might be going through hell right now. It's a difference. But again, once you've been going through hell and look the devil in his face and you get through it, there's nothing that can stop you, baby. Men and women. I'm talking to both sexes right now. There's nothing that can stop you. Because now you know your worth. Now you know what you'll put up with. And like I kind of alluded to too, you're not afraid to have any conversation. Nothing will make you uncomfortable. Once you've been through hell, not a bad relationship, I'm talking about through hell on earth, and you got through it. You got to get through it first. You can't be still going through it. You got to literally be all the way removed from it. And there's nothing. I'm speaking for experience. Not something somebody told me. From personal experience, there is nothing or no conversation that will ever make you uncomfortable, will ever make you want to leave the room, will ever shake you. So you got this. You better than this. And if you're not through it all the way, you're going to get through this. But there's nothing, once you go through hell and look him in the face and get through it, you are unstoppable. I'm cheering for you. Woo, 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 woo. You got this. You got this.
All right, there you have it, y'all. We came, we saw, we conquered. It was a good conversation.
Hey, Courtney,
I love you.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I love you. Oh, wait.